Ember as your choice.
That's why you gotta love Dota 2. Where it's never just about what's on paper, it's about how they configure these drafts, how they configure their game plans. And right now, we're getting into the second game. New draft, same teams. Let's see if we'll get the same result though. Smoked out on the map. Team Magnus certainly wanting to play on the front foot this go around, showing up to drop down this early vision. Not even going to bother planting it out right in front of the mid tower. Instead, they're going to loop around as well. They're not going to find any targets, sadly, for them. And, okay, Zore will see them. It's like, oh, here they are, everybody. Don't come here. Everyone will say, okay, we're not going to go there. So, just be a 2-2 trade. Will they stick around to do something interesting to try and force the bounty rune overload, or do they just let this go as a normal 2-2 trade? Allow the side of Phelps to take the eastern runes at this point?
Yeah, I think so. But tied. He could get the third one. This could be huge, Snare. This could be potentially game design. No. He takes the long way around, and it's a 2-for-2 trade.
No.
Ooh, actually,
no.
Zor.
Okay. Zor showing up. He's gonna fight and contest for this one. Will he be able to outclick? Yes, he does. Yes, he does. He makes it happen. They get the 3, but they might lose the life of the Kunkka here. Potentially not worth it, especially because the death goes in the favor of Jack. So a first blood being drawn for Terrorblade. Yeah, 100% not worth, even though you did get that bounty rune.
And finally we see that level 1 fight that I've been hoping for the entire day.
Shout out to Fulton Team Magnus for fulfilling the wishes of Wingblade, giving Jack a good start. And this is a very different lane to what we saw in the previous game, playing Kunkka into TB instead of having the Kunkka into Drow. How does this one pan out? Last game it went okay for Zore in the laning phase, at least until he died twice. But now against this Terrorblade, is it a bit easier? Is it more difficult? Or is it just still going to just be a wash for the vast majority of the time until we get a rotation?
I feel like Zore is gonna have a lot of fun in this lane. He's playing against double melee. And even if one of the melees has 9 starting armor, you don't care. It is just, let's see, what is it? 35% damage reduction in exchange for not being harassed ever. I would take that trade anytime.
Certainly a trade I'll be happy for. And as these heroes are trading, you take a look at middle, the two brothers contesting each other. A lot of damage though being put out onto this Skywrath mage. Will he die here? No! Beautiful torrent to buy time and space, but the chase on from the Tusk, looking for this kill. He's diving the tower. He's getting debated around though. Can't afford to make the full jump. Will settle for the courier kill, but might end up losing his own life. Nope. Just with the ice shards, will claim away the Skywrath mage first. That was super close, but Tusk already was seeing the aggression that this hero can bring to the early game.
Total baller play. Bit of aggression on the top lane as well, but it's nothing comparable to bottom. Tusk, man, what a hero.
Tusk Dota, gotta love it. This mid lane, Mark versus Ember, you mentioned that was going to be a slight advantage for this Ember. Right now it's going the way of the Void Spirit, but time will turn this around as we start getting more of those points into the Sleight of Fist. And then out on top, of course, this Tidehunter just doing his thing, farming out comfort because the two supports are just running around each other. In fact, Steel Borko could have gotten ran down by Trapnest, but Trapnest doesn't have the level 3, so no 2 point into Sukuchi or 1 point into Swarm. Not going to be possible to kill a Bane at this point in time. On the bright side though, he will go ahead and get the D-Ward. Force Steel Borko to have to expend additional resources.
They're
jumping onto Jack. He's actually in danger here. He needs to run away from this trouble, but Tusk bought the time and space with the ice shards. Yo, is there anything this hero can't do here, Wingblade?
He doesn't slow heroes for 14% in a 200 radius around him.
Best spell in the game. That's the one thing he doesn't have.
That would make him too broken though. Then he would have everything.
Sadly, Extra cares even a little bit about balance, so not going to be trying to meet that out just yet. They're going to try and go for this kill onto the Tusk though, Zoe. Will either snowball back. The ice shot a bit too far off. It doesn't block away the Skywrath Mage, but still extends enough distance with the reflection as well from Jack that they lose their appetite for the chase. It's been such a bother for them. So annoying. Nothing else has been comparable that's come out from the side of Felt so far. And we see this reflected in some of these CS numbers. Bottom, they've managed to keep this Terrorblade in a healthy farm pattern despite falling very close to death several times. And middle, Solji will get Aether Remnant caught in. It's fine. There's no real kill potential here between these two heroes, so Ember, A-okay. Another X-play though down bottom. Jack, is this the one? Is this the time? No, he's fine. Tusk is here. Never fear, Tuskar is near, and he's gonna secure a potential kill. Activated the tag team, Ice Shards and Snowball. Zore, one more right click, and it flies in from the Jack Terrorblade. That is gonna be the kill onto Kunkka. Great start to this game down here on this bottom lane, protecting Jack so many times, giving him the first blood earlier on in the game, and having him get a kill. Now everything is turning up aces for Team Magnus, and they might even get a kill in the top lane. Steel Borko getting ran down by Trapness, as well as this Tusk, but we finally see the Whirling Axes come in vogue from Comfort. Will enable them to keep Steel Borko alive and find a counter kill here for the Troll.
It looks like it is gonna be the Battle Fury build for the Troll. Already has the Ring of Hell. Dealing a lot of damage here. Can they get this Tide as well?
Tide might die. 3 seconds until Whirling Axes. Has a magic stick, so it will, or magic wand even, gets a lot of HP back. They're really trying for this kill. Steel Borko has level 2 Brain Zap in just a second, and they will be able to throw it out, bring the Tide Hunter down. Steel Borko looking for the shared bounty kill. Will at least be able to attain that. Doesn't get the tower pot shot, but it's still okay. In the meantime, Mark needs to run himself away because he might lose his life now to Solji. But Solji runs out of the Flame God at the very last moment and realizes he doesn't have enough right-click damage to punch through the Resonant Pulse shield. Will be forced to back away, let this one go, but it was a very good showing there from Solji. Almost got the critical kill.
That Resonant Pulse was right in time. See, Mark is level 6 now as well, but Skywrath is close. Has a point in silence.
Yeah, definitely don't want to use it unless they're gonna get a kill on the target, or if Solji's getting gone on, then you use that to break up the combo, which might happen because the Weaver is nearby, but they've already forced Void Spirit back to base again for Mark, so definitely will not be happy about this. It's gonna be some more time that Solji can spend in this mid lane, accruing some CS, picking up some levels, and getting closer towards this Orbital Corrosion. I think once he finishes that item, he might want to involve himself in more action across this map right now.
Yeah, Orb of Corrosion is a telltale sign that Ember wants to fight.
And speaking of fights, Mark shows up for his big rotation down to this bottom lane. They catch out Zore. The Kunkka stood no chance in that situation. Jack now on another kill, third one of the game for the Terrorblade. This is exactly how you want to start a TB game. Not with struggle, but with just sheer hustle. And top, they're looking for revenge onto this Tide Hunter. He does have access to Ravage. Reinforcements are floating in, but they know that Mark can't come here because he's already committed the earlier TP down bottom. So good game sense from Felt. Always love to see it when one team makes the rotation to the opposing side of the map once they realize that there will not be any support available from the opponent. Good stuff done, getting a good offlane kill. Would have been even better if he committed Ravage and died anyway, but wise enough to hang on to the spell for a better moment for his team.
Ooh, Tusk very deep in the mid lane, gonna be tanking a few tower shots. Nothing is gonna come from that though. And Tide Hunter went bottom lane. He's done with top. Just gonna be laning against his arch nemesis, Kunkka.
Yeah, Kunkka versus Tide Hunter. Of course, Kunkka already has the level and farm advantage here. Will be low to be forced off this side of the map. And there's nobody who's going to go top who's going to really threaten Comfort unless they really occupy that lane with several heroes. So he can still stay farming for now before he dips into the jungle. At least a couple of extra waves here. And after this Battle Fury, Just wants to keep going further and further ahead with this farm. It's only really this TB who's gotten a lot of net worth early on here for the side of Team Magnus. Of course, as we've seen before, sometimes TB is all the damage that your team actually needs, especially if he does have as much backup as he does in this game. So they are doing the right thing, allowing him to get these opportunities and not putting him in any situations where there's too much danger on the field. Tide Hunter? Tide gonna die here? He commits Ravage, looking for the turnaround. Marcus coming in. There's a snowball as well from this Tusk. And they manage to catch the eye shards on Wake Me Up. They will not allow an escape. Another pause from Steel Porco though. A DC from the Bane Elemental. That is a bit of an unfortunate time for a DC to happen.
There is no X though. Can they really keep going? I mean, Sky is certainly dead. The question is there gonna be a return kill?
I mean, Solji just picked up the Orbital Corrosion now, right? So would love to be able to show up directly on top of the fight with the CP, move into the engagement, catch them off guard, ensure that they have the bonus damage necessary to figure situations out with the damage for the kill, especially on this Tide Hunter who's so low. Like a double Remnant forward with Flame Guard active would probably kill him right now. And you know that there's no threat from Ravage. You know that this Tusk is completely out of mana. Even if Mark is nearby, it's unlikely that he kills you so quickly that the move isn't worth it. So we'll see if he decides to take that risk. I think that's the calculation they're thinking about right now. You know, this one of those sad situations where a pause happens at the wrong moment because it might allow a team to change what was going to happen when they're like, we don't really, we've done the math, you know, we have time to quickly get our calculators out, punch in the numbers and see if this is a worthwhile play to make. We'll see what they decide once the unpause happens here.
Mark does have a double damage rune, and DD on Void Spirit early in the game is huge. Because you get at least 2 guaranteed right clicks in with the Astral Steps. And that is a lot of damage. Speaking about a lot of damage, Weaver is going for an Orchid. Or at least that's what he has in his quick buy.
I suppose Orchid is magnificent against the Ember Spirit. And let's see, good against Ember Spirit. It's an easy way to run to the back of the fight and cancel Fiend's Grip from Steel Boko. But that's about it. Like, I don't know. I still feel like the build that we've been seeing from these Weavers just either earn into the full Spirit Vessel into Ags or just earn into Ags directly. It just seems so good. Like, I can't believe I'm saying in a game against Spirits, I would still prefer that over having an available silence for themselves.
Yeah, and using Aghanim's time-lapse on someone also cancels the Fiend's Grip. And it's a lot safer than having to run in.
That is completely true. So, we'll see if somebody on his team will berate him for this decision. They'll be like, hey, my G,
I mean,
what
he
is
hasn't
this?
really committed yet. He just has 2 Sage's masks. That could be any number of items, right? It could be an urn and a medallion.
Could be. Let's hope that's the case. I mean, they could use an urn, right? Urn and 2 medallion as well. Some negative armor for Roshan. They don't have, like, the only Roche take they have is raw damage from this Terrorblade. You could also buy the medallion on the Tuskar as well, and just keep him buying urn into the full Aghanim Scepter.
Yeah, and
I hope this pause has also given him time to discuss it with his team.
Maybe they decided this after the pause. I'm not sure. We'll see the result of this skirmish now. So how many heroes are gonna die? I want your prediction.
2. Wait, let's think. Yeah, 2. Wake Me Up is gonna die. Tide Hunter's gonna die. Mark is gonna do a ton of damage to Zore as well as to the Ember, but they won't be able to get the kill. And then Ember's gonna double Remnant forward. Oh no, only has 1 Remnant. Ooh, that gets interesting now. If there were 3 Remnants up, I'd say you double Remnant forward and then you just get out with the 3rd, but with only 1 up. Actually, this might turn into 3 deaths. This might turn into 3 deaths. Ember might die here as well. I think Ember dies, yeah. So I'm gonna say 3 deaths. What do you say?
I was gonna say 3 deaths as well. But I feel like Tide is gonna survive. Somehow.
What? What? 300. Alright, let's see.
Yeah, we'll see, we'll see.
So that's the first death from the Scarlet Mage. Zore. Will he find anything here? Okay, Remnant back. Solji is going for this one. The Torrent out. They kill the Tide Hunters. Death number 2. Give us our third one, y'all. Mark getting dragged back by the X marks the spot. Of course, he has to dissimulate, so there's no threat in this situation. And Trap Nest also shows up. No, activate the DD, Mark. You need to kill somebody. We need this prediction. They get onto Zore with the Torrent. Will not be able to save it, but potentially the Ghost Ship will. And the kill does come. It goes on the Tuskar. And our prediction is correct. We're just incorrect about exactly which heroes. But 3 do end up falling down in this bottom lane.
No, don't kill Weaver. That is wrong again.
Oh, Trap Nest. Oh, time lapse just came available for the Weaver, but unable to get it off inside the Searing Chain and inside the Ancient Seal of Silence. No opportunity for survival. We were so close, Wingblade. We were so close. We were right on the cusp, but we're washed, fam.
So close to greatness. And Weaver did commit for the Orchid. So we're in for some big plays, or very small plays, depending on how it goes. But I do like innovation.
Yeah, the rationale for this definitely is available. It's not like it's a just straight up bad item. It just so happens that there's broken items, but still for the situation and the circumstances can be very good. As we see Solji, one of the heroes they want to apply the Orchid on, activating his Flame Guard, just want to try and chase down this Tusk. There's 2 fights happening here as they bring down the Skywrath Mage of Wake Me Up, whilst this Ember Spirit still chasing on the Tusk behind the tower. Does he find the kill? Slide of Fist doesn't bounce enough, so Tusk is gonna stay alive, forcing the Remnants out from Solji. His team cannot do anything to help him out. He came so close, so all that ends up happening is they lose the Skywrath Mage. However, while all this was taking place, Comfort's happily able to push onto the tier 1 tower down bottom. He grabs that additional map advantage. This thing is still very close right now as a Nightmare. Steel Boko, it'll get juggled off. Mark jumping in. Aether Remnant back onto Steel Boko. The Bane is still alive, going onto the high ground. They're not chasing him. Hush will be there, run in. Oh, I shot. Finally get this kill. And Solji gets in the middle of 4 heroes, realizes it's not a great place to be, so we'll quickly Remnant out. And how is the skirmish still going? Zore throws in the Torrent. It's gonna be a Tidebringer cleave out onto the Tide Hunter. But they recognize that maybe this is not a good place to stay farming after they clear out that camp. Trap Nest also going to be allowed to scurry on away thanks to this invis. They don't have the reveal on the right side. He makes the correct read. Now all these heroes are busy getting involved in this fracas, not getting all that much done. Jack, in my opinion, the winner of this fray because he didn't get involved at all. Just got to sit here hitting creeps in the triangle.
Yeah, he has his Yasha and Falcon Blade, and he's having a great time here. Of course, the troll is gonna start catching up eventually, once he gets his Battle Fury, but that's still 1300 gold away. Quick time lapse.
Maybe sooner, if they find Trap Nest. But Steel Boko doesn't have 6, doesn't have the movement speed either to catch up, so he's fine, he gets out.
We do finally have their level 6 on the Skywrath. See if they can set something up, because Jack is positioned very aggressively here. He's gonna be in a lot of trouble, I reckon.
Yeah, I think he's just let's just say aggression, optimism, interchangeable words for the positioning we just saw from him, and ends up getting wasted away. Tusk will come find some very good revenge here in the top lane, rolling in with the snowball. They might be able to pick up Solji. Doesn't have a Remnant out just yet. Will be forced to throw one. There is a Ravage, but they definitely don't want to commit it unless there's a bit more follow-up, and Mark is not nearby. So they trade 1 for 1, but given how big the Terrorblade is, not just in terms of net worth, but in importance for the Team Magnus lineup, it almost feels like you'd have to lose 3 heroes before it's not worth it to kill the Terrorblade.
Yeah, exactly. He is the win condition for Magnus. So killing him is a huge deal. At the same time, Comfort is farming. Not very fast just yet, due to lack of Battle Fury, but he is farming.
Yep.
Oh, and there's the level 6 for Bane. Waited for the creeps.
Happens.
He's gonna get this.
Well, now he's almost got Battle Fury. That was nice. Some bonus gold for himself. And on the other side, they're trying to catch out this Ember Spirit till he has a Remnant. They're not going to commit the Ravage just yet. They still snowball up onto the high ground, dropping down the Mystic Flare. Here comes the Ravage. Solji gets caught by it. Do they have enough damage to kill him? You bet they do. Mark shows up to bring him down. We'll be able to find a double kill on to wake me up as well. Came in from a far distance, but definitely worth the trip to pick up the bonus gold off those heroes, kill his arch brother, the nemesis from the mid lane, and now the unfortunate part is that they had to commit the Ravage to make this happen, so Felt can still play on the map, but they have numerical number overload, so they're still gonna go directly onto this Kunkka and Zoro. Bye! Bye, Zoro. Bye! Oh, well,
He is
maybe not
very
bye.
tanky.
He says bye to them instead.
He has a Vanguard, and a Helm of Iron Whale, and now the Admiral's Rum buff as well. It's insane. This hero is so ridiculously tanky.
This is before he even finishes his Armlet Wingblade. Like, he's still gonna pick that item up and get even stronger. Straight into BKB thereafter. Do you agree with... I think we need the triple BKBs from everybody, right? On the side of Felt. There is no one who can afford to skip the item at all.
Everyone needs to always buy a BKB. I feel like that's the essence of Dota.
Yes. I wholeheartedly agree, good sir. I wholeheartedly agree. I was talking to Neff this morning when we were casting the China DPC games. And I was telling him that in any game where somebody doesn't have a BKB, if I'm playing that pub, I'm yelling at somebody. It doesn't really matter. Even if it's a bad BKB game, it's like, buy BKB and regret it, then don't buy it. Rather that than you just don't have it and say, oh snap, I died to a spell I should have been able to prevent from happening.
Yep.
Aside
Aside from the
Side of Team
screaming part.
Magnus.
Don't scream at your
In
teammates.
on the... I mean, you know what I mean by scream at my teammates. I'm not gonna open com and start yelling at them. It's like, hey man, please buy BKB. Hey man, please buy BKB. Hey man, hey man, please buy BKB. Please. One BKB. One BKB. And I'm specifically saying hey man because it's only male players that I found who are reluctant to buy the BKBs that they need in the games. Top lane, Solji, we're gonna get jumped on here. The Aether Remnant catches him. Oh no! Ember Spirit. The last time around Jack was here, he found himself getting brought down. This time he gets the counter kill. They still will be able to find the combo with the Fiend's Grip into right clicks from Comfort. But still really, really good pickup on the Ember. Removed from that side of the map. Closer to the Maelstrom, he gets sure. But that death is certainly gonna hurt him right now.
The Yules is gonna be up for the Void Spirit as well. Okay, Kunkka has the armlet. How quick is this kill gonna be?
I thought the earlier kill was gonna happen. Now he has Coco Rum buff. This is... how quick this kill is gonna be? Never. That's how long it's gonna take them. An eternal amount of time to find Zore. They drag back the tusk with the X marks the spot. They find that kill. And Soji just happy to distract them and confuse them in the midst of the fight. But now he's gonna get dragged in. Aether Remnant out from the Yule Scepter. They get the kill, not even requiring the Ravage. A little bit too much flare coming in from our Ember Spirit, and he ends up paying the price. They can't kill Kunkka, but, you know, they get the bigger prize in the Ember Spirit because that's a back-to-back death here, Wingblade.
I was so confused how the Ember was silenced, but the Orchid is up for the Weaver. It's paying off now.
That's what they built it, fam. That's exactly the hero they built it for.
I mean, I don't think the Ember was expecting the enemy Weaver to have an Orchid before he even finishes his Maelstrom. So credit where credit is due.
Yep. Trap Nest certainly showing up right now for his team. The Orchid Silence really helped out. Forcing this Ember Spirit to get brought down and forcing the immediate BKB after this Maelstrom. There can be no delay at that point. Speaking of delays, Nightmare will delay the Tusk in his tracks, allowing the rest of Felt to just chase him down. Here come the right clicks. And although this TB is getting so far ahead, although Solji is having some rough times and getting brought down, this Troll Warlord has had a superb last several minutes. And it seems like that trend is just continuing, just like the trend of silences onto Ember is continuing. They try to help him out with the grip, but it's not going to be enough. Mark just jumps in, looking for Steel Boko. Brain Sap will be there, keep him alive for a second longer, but only a second. Immediately afterwards, he gets taken down. And Jack with the double kill. As good a game as the Troll is having, Jack is starting to have an even better one.
Yeah, poor Ember. He just keeps dying. One day he'll get his Maelstrom, I'm sure.
Okay, you know when he's gonna get the Maelstrom? He's gonna get the Maelstrom around the same time that they can pull off a gank onto the Punka for Zore. As this reveal of this Orchid
death compilation.
in this replay.
Poor Solji.
Oh, I love to see it. Shout out production for making this happen for us. Oof, just pain and suffering. Steel Boko did what he could, but ultimately what he could do is not much. Solji finally has this Maelstrom. At long last, it did happen. We need to queue that BKB immediately, fam. The way things have been going, can't be Manta, can't be Yules, it's gotta be the BKB.
I mean, that is pretty much the basic Ember build anyway. But yeah, this game he really, really needs it. BKB is up for comfort, so they could try to make something happen. Because at this stage, Troll is a lot stronger than TB.
Yeah. Much more capable of fighting. He's going straight into the Satanic after finishing this BKB. Of course, the Terror Blade is going to stop over for a Skadi, so there is some amelioration of the effect of the Satanic already being considered. However, he'll be so dangerous at that point. Certainly will feel like the most dangerous hero on the map. And they smoke up on the side of Falk. They want to keep this map a little bit more open for themselves. This lull period definitely doesn't bode well when the enemy team is just farming with the TB. But at the same time, they don't have good vision right now. So trying to make a jump could be a bit dangerous, but they make it happen anyway. They'll isolate the first target in the tusk. Will they kill him quickly? No, they won't. There's a Ravage. Follow this up with the Snowball. Already gotten the kill onto Solji. And Zore finally will die. It's a double kill for the Terror Blade. It took a while, but Punka will eventually tumble after all this tankiness. Now the path to Roshan lies wide open. Team Magnus just sorts into the Roshan pit with not a care in the world. Big man's gonna go down without any contest, no complaints, and without buyback on Solji, he can't even attempt to come close to this pit right now.
And it drops so fast. Magnus has an insane Roche lineup. They have the minus armor from the Gush, the minus armor from the Swarm, the tag team, and then the insane physical damage from Terrorblade.
Alrighty, so now we are getting to that stage where it's the TB game. Jack, level 16 at this point. Skadi not too far away, sitting with his Aegis in tow. The D-Lance already available. Of course, we see from Felt they're doing their utmost on the rest of their heroes to try and put them in a position where they can help. The Solji BKB is being built, the BKB for Zore is being built, and the Satanic for comfort, but a lot of defensive items that are emerging. So Team Magnus will have several minutes with this Aegis and a few minutes afterwards to play up with a bit more tempo and aggression on the map. And how far is Mark from Aghanim's Scepter? Just needs the other 3 items. Okay, so pretty far actually. I thought he was a little closer than this.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Comfort really wants this tower, but needs to be careful. Team Magnus isn't gonna give this away for free.
Torrent does see some vision here, but yeah, probably a good idea to let this one go. There's no way, even if they did get the tower, that they'd be able to maintain control of that outpost for too long. So, of course, I can understand why they're like, well, yeah, this is a dangerous situation. Steel Broco still gonna sit around bottom though. Not laying out any rat trap wards just yet. Just waiting, biding his time. And it looks like the whole team of Felt is gonna come around this area to bide their time.
Has been killed.
Go back in, Steel Broco. He might find the grip once again, and he gets it out onto the Weaver, followed up by the Mystic Flare. Easy kill. There is buyback time lapse, but unlikely to utilize it. Maybe, actually, maybe not, because the entire lineup right now of Team Magnus already starting to make their way to the tier 2 tower here in play.
Is Comfort finally gonna get this? Not quite.
Jump onto
Meta is
Solji.
up.
This is the target. It keeps dying, but hey! This time he baits out the Ravage. Gets out at the last second with the Remnant. Alrighty. That is a change of pace for how the game's been going for Solji for the last several minutes. Now without Ravage, it's Team Magnus that suddenly are feeling a little bit of pressure. They still have access though to this Aegis, and Jack has double damage, so he wants to come closer for this fight. Activates the meta. Both flying forth from Zore. Won't crash onto anybody, but definitely open up enough space for them to retreat. Maybe except for Steel Bronco, gets snowballed upon. Somebody has to get left behind, and that somebody today is going to be the Bane. Wait, whose smoke was that just went off around them?
I think it was one from Tusk.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures are
I'm
falling.
not.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. Sometimes you just need to go for a smoke, apparently.
It's to take the edge off, man. They need to relax, get the smoke. So let's see. It was the Tusk. You were right. Bane still has both of their smokes.
Dire's
One
bottom
pop by the
tower is
Tusk.
under
So
attack.
quick little break to reward themselves for getting this nice kill and defending the tier 2 tower. And Jack just gonna run down both of these towers down bottom. It's gonna be a tier 2 taken as well.
Dire's bottom
Probably
tower
deserve another
is
smoke break
falling.
after this, boys. Group up, let's make it happen. Let's go somewhere else on the map, but everything's looking so flush for them. Maybe they wait for the next round of items, but there's no real item that they are very, very, very anxious about picking up. Potentially just this Axe, but they're doing well enough without it. As Mark will go top, doubt he's going to be able to start a fight here. But Comfort has additional company coming in, and there's going to be Mark, Aether Remnants out, Trapness, finds the Orchid, but there is BKB on Troll. Does have the Morbid Mask, almost has Satanic. Difficult kill, so both him and Solji easily get themselves away from the top lane.
Mm-hmm. Let me get the tier 1 as well. Not a great trade for Felt, but they'll take what they can get at this point. Ember is closing in on his BKB, and that's what he needs to be relevant.
Denied relevancy due to the lack of that item. Both spirits have actually been a little bit flat in terms of their progression on net worth. A bit of a harbinger of the times. What's going to be the case of this game where they're giving up everything to the physical damage dealer on their team. Zoya is taking some of it for the side of Felt, but now that he's got BKB, he just wants AC as the luxury item, but he's probably also accepting that his progression will be sacrificed at the altar of this troll to make him as big as humanly possible. And Comfort now does have Satanic. It's flying out as we speak. After this, where do we go on the Troll Warlord? It feels like he needs a damage item now. So do we just go Silver Edge, Daedalus, Basher? Which direction are we going here with
Radiant
play?
structures are fortified. Dire's
I mean,
top tower
going
is
something
under
like
attack.
Daedalus would be ideal, but I would be very afraid of TB going for a butterfly. So MKB may be needed.
Yeah, TB needs to deal with the crash of a boat into his face. He doesn't have a BKB. There's going to be the Mystics there as well. BKB activated by Comfort will not allow himself to get taken advantage of by the Ravage. And Solji there as well with the damage, with the Flame Guard, with the Slide of Fist. Gets himself a double off of both cores. And you know what's the best feeling in the world? It's one thing to have BKB against Tidehunter. As we see them now catch out onto the Tusk as well. He's certainly going to die. No escape for him going to be possible here. But it's one thing to get BKB before you fight Tidehunter with Ravage. It's another thing to get BKB because you got a double kill on the Tidehunter after dodging the Ravage itself.
And Terrorblade did have a BKB, but it was still on the courier. So unfortunate for him. Oh, he felt ready for this fight, but he couldn't quite bring it home. Poor
Radiant's middle
TB.
tower is
Tried
under
so hard.
Isn't this the second time today that we've seen that same situation happen to a Terrorblade? Where right before a crucial fight, the BKB is flying in on the courier, but it arrives literally
Dire's
seconds
top
too
tower
late,
is under
and then end up
attack.
dying.
And that's another huge swing in the graph. Magnus is still favored to win this,
Dire's
I think.
top tower is under attack.
'Cause the TB does have the BKB, which is gonna solve a lot of issues. It's just a bit more difficult now that the Ember has his BKB as well, and Troll just got propelled towards his Basher.
Trapness has just been griefing this team from the Orchid plays to sticking around in this top lane. After his entire team's been routed, he solo takes the tier 3 tower. Oh, what a player. The Weaver not only gets that, but that secured enough gold for the Aghanim Scepter to be complete. So now we do have the super big save. Imagine he has that Axe before that fight, or if Jack has BKB, either one of those conditions are met, and they 100% win the engagement, but without them, things did change, but now they do have them, so they can start to set up for their next engagement with a little bit more careful planning. And it feels like the next engagement has to be around Roshan. If this big man goes the way of Felt, they're fully back in the game. For now, if Team Magnus want to stay ahead, they need to find a way of making sure that they do get the next Aegis for themselves.
Let's see, Roche could spawn at any moment. We could potentially see a big fight at the Roche. Because while Magnus probably has stronger team fight, if I were Felt, I wouldn't want to give Roche away for free. Because it's such a big deal to give it to the TB. See a 4-man smoke now from Team Magnus. Let's see if they can find someone.
Darth Mage is sitting on the edge of the Roshan pit now. Prepared and poised if needed to come in and break the smoke. Definitely would be happy to give up his own life for the cause. And the smoke is broken onto 2 heroes. He'll eat some swarm bugs, but he'll give away this information. Oh no, worst possible luck there. The eye shot actually pushed Wake Me up to safety. So that smoke doesn't get them anything. Does give them information that Roshan hasn't respawned just yet though. So
Control is like, right, I'll take your Rex then.
They have to all run back. But allow this to happen. And now the positioning has changed around your Wingblade. Suddenly, it felt to a lot closer to this Roche. It's quite difficult to chase these heroes on the side of Felt if they do not want to be caught like this. They've already dropped the X. Torrent's been used. They have a boat potentially. And they're smoking immediately from Team Magnus. They're scared that Roche is up. They're really desperate to be able to pick it up. So they want to try and force a fight before the big man gets taken. And they stand directly onto the pit as well. Little do they know that Felt are not going into the pit. They're just skirting right past it because they also don't want this fight. But there's a Blink Rabbit coming in from the Tidehunter. He was waiting in the trees to get the quick kill on the Bane. But now BKB is activated by the Kunkka as well as the Troll. Nobody goes onto the illusions though, the damage from the Battletrons of Comfort. In the meantime, Zoré gets surrounded by Mark as well as the Tidehunter and the Terrorblade. They will finally be able to kill him. It's a double kill for the moment. They ignore Comfort for this as he just TPs out to home, but the big objective is that they won the fight enough that they can go into the pit and secure the Aegis for themselves. Like you mentioned, it's a big deal, not just to have this Aegis, but the Shard available for this lineup too.
Yeah, it's so hard for Troll to get any right-clicking done in these fights. Because the TB even has spider legs now. So he can just run up a cliff and Troll is not going to be able to follow. Then of course, if Troll gets the opportunity to right-click, there is still the Weaver.
Salji forced to use BKB here. Actually able to kill this task at the same time. Mark got Fiend Stripped and here's Comfort. Looking for a target. Okay. The time lapse is gone, so they actually have to run away. Mark in trouble. Mark gonna eat some right clicks. Mark is gonna die, but Comfort activates the Battletrons. There is still an Aegis that's sitting right now on Jack. He gets saved by the illusions tanking up some of the right click damage. There's going to be the Sunder coming in from him. Who is going to win this toe-to-toe matchup? As the Anchor Smash is going to help a little bit from this Tidehunter once the DKBs expire, but doesn't help at all if you're dead. They do manage to take him out. Also, a silence out of the trapness, not going to enable them to get a kill. So Felt still showing signs of life, and they're capable of taking fight, especially if Ravage is down and they're not afraid of the big AoE initiation.
It's so interesting to me. Every single time, I think Felt is out of it and they don't have a chance anymore. Somehow they manage to find some crucial pickoffs. Of course, this doesn't solve the Terrorblade issue, but it's 30 seconds without meta. Maybe they can use this timing, make something nice happen for them.
So we're going to be building, it seems, into a blink, into Swift Blink at some point for Comfort. He already picked up the Basher for himself. Now Magic Wand can get jettisoned away. One thing that is worrying me about Team Magnus is just how much of this game is predicated on the TB. I mean, we've spoken about it at length, but it's starting to get a little bit ridiculous that if we consider that he's not even dead, just if he arrives late to the fight, Team Magnus just have such a lack of damage at this point now. Despite having Mark with both the Aghanim Sector and the Aghanim Shard, it really is all coming down to what TB can accomplish for his team.
I have faith in Jack though. Like with the butterfly as well, I have no idea how he's gonna die. The only way is to somehow wait out this Aegis and kill him with magic damage, because Troll has no chance in a man fight.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Yep, the solitary engagement at this point no longer is functional
Zor.
until he gets MKB. And we see a jump now, they get the catch. BKB quickly popped by the Skunka, but there's so much damage still coming in towards him. Forced to throw the boat back. Fortunately, it also comes with a hefty serving of Cocoa Rum, so that's going to allow him to be even tankier. However, Jack turning his damage in towards the tier 3 tower, just throwing in these right clicks. Solji did pick up a Shiva's Guard right before showing up to this fight, utilizing the young Arctic Blast just to make sure that they clear out as much of the creep wave as possible.
Radiant's
And
tower
top lane,
has fallen.
alright, if you can do it to us, we can do it to you. Comfort steals away a tier 3 tower. They're gonna try to pick a fight. Blink, Ravage, catches onto 4. Bane gonna be the first one to die without buyback. Kunkka follows him in the grave. Both him and Skywrath do have buyback though. They're forced to use it immediately. BKBs from Comfort and Solji at the forefront of the fight. Solji to go back in. Without Ravage, they feel a lot more confident about this, but it's still a dangerous place to be. Sage is still available for Jack for another 90 seconds. Eye shots don't connect, and Comfort will be allowed to use his spider legs, get back into the base. And Solji might be dragged in by the Aether Rep, indeed he is, but is the damage there? No. Both helps out. Give him the Coco Run. He's still alive. Comfort about to die though. Will he lose his life before he gets off the Titanic? No, he doesn't. But he's not allowed to lifesteal just yet. He gets the chance. The misses off the whirling axes don't allow TB to get in the kill. Now everybody else needs to flee. The damage in onto Tidehunter. They force him away from where Jack is. Do they find him? No, they don't. They couldn't stop the TP out, but the Tidehunter does kill his arch nemesis in the Kunkka. And Tidehunter being gone means that the lone survivor of that fight is gonna be Jack. He gave up his Aegis, he gets out, but only Jack survives. Everybody else gets kept up, and sadly for them, on the side of Team Magnus, somehow felt they're forcing you to repeat your words here, Winglade. How on earth do they just keep holding?
I have no idea. Even Comfort, he survived on like 10 HP without ulti for like 3 seconds and then managed to get in another satanic hit. It is ridiculous. And now he has an MKB as well, so TB is gonna have to play a little bit more conservatively. He is 6
Was of
slotted
course
though.
an expensive hold. Yeah, he's done. Progression is over. He can still go for Abyssal Blade, Swift Link, but that's it. And there's Comfort. Honestly about to die. Look how low he gets on his HP, but somehow down to 9 HP! Are you kidding me? Alright. Alright, that was some team play coming in from Felt. After that, Comfort, dude, you actually just deserve to win the game outright. My goodness. Surviving a fight on those margins.
Oh, he hasn't even died once yet in this game.
Nope.
Just like last game. In this entire series, he's had 0 deaths. Let's see if he can keep it up.
Is he gonna pull a young Uranagi, go the full series without losing a single life? That would be truly impressive. Last game, he was very impressive on the carry job. He's doing the same again here. Despite Solji having a hard game, despite them being able to catch up to the tank ability of Zore, it's still been Comfort who's happily here, putting the team on his back, being that reliable engine of damage. And once he gets his Swift Blink, only has progression for the Abyssal Blade, and then he's 100% fully. Well, he can still go like
Tusk.
Aghanims, a shot, and
Radiant's
Tusk.
courier has been
I don't know if they get this kill. They jump forward with Soggy, forced to pop BKB to make it happen. But where else is this fight gonna go? Buyback immediately coming in. Zore popping BKB, forcing Jack to do the same. A boat was thrown forward, and with the buyback on Tusk, I think Felt is actually happy getting this. They bought back on 2 heroes in the previous hold. They just lost Bane earlier. But now they know that their buybacks will be back off cooldown sooner than those on the side of Team Magnus. So I suppose you're okay with this. It is only the one buyback, but Dota 2 is a game of margins, and every single margin helps.
We see another small pause. This is Dota after all.
Yep.
Let's see.
This is just how it is.
Ember, no notable progression just yet. Tusk just died. Weaver has an Eon disc. That is very nice for him. Like, this Weaver is a big deal. He only has 12k net worth. And I say only, but it's still twice as much as the Skyrat, who's the position for Team Felt. So he is doing very well for himself. This Weaver could have a ton of impact in these fights. Just one clutch
Yep.
time lapse can win a game.
Sadly, since the BKBs were picked up by the side of Felt, we haven't seen the full impact of these Orchid plays. We have definitely seen a time lapse or two, but not ones that have completely turned things around. And speaking of the Aghanim Scepter time lapse, Aghanim Scepter also being constructed now for this Tidehunter. It's going to be a bit of a long road still before it gets to that point. Unfortunately, because of how much priority Trap Nest is soaking up on the map, it's a little bit less priority for the Tide. But we have seen already the impact that this item can have. But I'm really concerned about what starts to happen with that big amount of negative armor onto everybody whilst the Tidehunter is next to TB, allowed to throw in all the right clicks that he wants to. So really hoping that he gets this item soon so we can just see some incredible big number coming out of Jack. And speaking of Jack himself, Hurricane Pike coming next. I feel like would like to see Daedalus out of him instead of this item, but I suppose he really wants the mobility to help him out, right?
Yeah. And Hurricane Pike is very good against Troll as well. Just to create the distance inside the ulti. Because even as a TB, you don't want to man-fight a Troll at melee range. That's just a terrible experience.
Blink Ravage onto Zore. They know there's no buyback on this Kunka. If they can get this kill, and they can. 115 seconds, gone and gone. No buyback available. Can they make this hold? They've been utilizing this boat very, very well on the side of Felt. They need it for their fight, so without it, they certainly cannot hold a lane of racks. They might not even be able to hold the second one. A full 90 seconds, Sans the Pirate. They smoke up on Felt. They need to do something special here. Jack gonna get jumped on. This is the blink. Okay, here comes the Orchid. 4 stuff away. Onto Jack. Data Remnant dragging back this Troll for a little second. They just want to protect the buildings. And look at this. Look at this Terrorblade Illusion beating down on this. But Mark gets killed by Comfort. And will they be able to take out the Illusion as well? Yes. It gets bashed at the last second. They've also caught Jack. Comfort back onto the TB. There will be a BKB time-lapse. Chapness, though, now doesn't have the time-lapse for himself. They've lost 3. Seems a certainty they're going to lose at least 4. But they're trying to make sure it's not 5. The fear back. Will they kill Comfort in time before it gets off the Satanic? Yes, they do. 99 seconds in the grave. Does have buyback. But the Terror Blade with the Aghanim Scepter. What a turnaround with the Terror Wave, allowing them to ensure that they keep this fight still favorable for them, despite losing 3 and failing to take the second lane of Rax.
And that's the first death for Comfort. Must feel weird for him.
Like, what is this respawn thing? Like, cooldown, huh? You mean for my spells? No, for your death, man.
Ooh.
Roche
Now another
getting
Roche
attempted.
for Jack.
Look what the big man's carrying. He's got this refresher shot to give over to the Tidehunter. So we have seen that when they do get good Ravages, Team Magnus pretty much auto-win those fights. Now they're about to have availability of 2 of them. The third getting picked up a lot later, of course. We don't have the refresher orb anywhere near completion for the Tide, but for now this will do. This will be fine. We'll be happy with it.
I was gonna mention how having a refresher would be huge for Tide, and I wasn't sure about him building up the small items, but hey, he has it now. And 2 good Ravages is all you need to potentially finish the game. Jeez, on the Void Spirit as well.
It's on Void Spirit, with Ag, Shot, E-Blade, Yule Scepter building into its own refresher. Doesn't have BKB, but only died 3 times, hasn't really needed to use it. For Felt, they finally get Comfort back online. That every single second that he's dead must just feel like an eternity for his team, given how important he is for the lineup and how important he's going to be for this hold. They somehow have to keep this base alive for another 4 minutes. And Jack doesn't want to waste the timing on this. Already the whole team is moving their way towards the side of the map. Manta at the ready to begin the siege. Let's see for Team Magnus how quickly they can get this. And for Felt, they all recognize the danger immediately. They're smoked up. They might sack this. Will they pop the glyph? No. They're gonna get... Oh, no, they... that's too late. Now they know. Team Magnus know that this fight is coming. They have to be aware of this. Where will the jump go? Salty, he finds out with the help of the Comfort, Pro Warlord, they do catch out the Tusk, but he gets time-lapse back to his safety. Mark though getting Fiend's Grip, and now Comfort trying to turn onto Jack. Will he have the damage to kill him? Terror Wave will come out. There's the second Ravage. Will he get off any of the Satanic? Yes, he does! He's still alive, but he still ends up losing his life. He cannot fight against the Terror Blade. Terror Blade will activate the Sunder as well. Back up to full HP. Comfort forced to buy back. Hunter also died in that fight and also fought back. And they're going on to Jack now. They should be able to kill him with these buybacks. Triple kill up for Solji. And with the damage out onto Troll, nobody can help him out. Tidehunter used both Ravages already. Doesn't have another one. There's no other BKB for Jack. No other Aegis. No other life. That is going to be TB in the grave for 100 seconds. They do get the full lane of Rax in the top lane though. So they still break the base. Does come at a cost, but that cost is also a buyback from Comfort on the side of Felt.
But he's gonna be forcing out buybacks as well, most likely. So I'm not sure if Team Magnus is gonna be able to defend with just 4 heroes. And Troll is known for his ability to absolutely demolish buildings.
We're gonna see this fight again. Started out so well, it seemed, for the side of Team Magnus. The boat whiffs completely. Most of the BKB duration is gone. The patience for the Tidehunter to wait for the right moment with the Ravages keeps the Kunkka out of the fight, allows them to right-click down Comfort. And it did actually come really close. I honestly thought Jack was going to die in that first life, but this whole time, whilst they're focusing Comfort, look at Solji just taking the entire rest of the fight all by his lonesome. And now, here they are in the base. 4 heroes are up. Comfort pops BKB. If they get Rax and get out without even having the Troll come back, it still feels like a win for them. But without the BKB, it feels a bit risky. Comfort. Only a few seconds left until Terrorblade should be up. Having to buy back for him would also suck so much right now. That's why they're delaying as much as they can from Team Magnus. Solji and Comfort. They even started sieging from range here with this Troll, and it's gonna be enough, I think. Solji pops BKB. He has a Remnant. Oh, he doesn't actually. The jump in. Mark. They almost caught the Troll. Oh no, why did Comfort come back? Wait, that might be the game.
Yeah, that is huge. 2 minutes, no Troll. He got greedy.
Why did he go back?
Now that was a fail bolt.
The Rex was so low and he was like, ah, just 2 more attacks, but Ember was completely out of mana. He didn't have the Satanic for the Dispel. He just got greedy.
Oh no. Rather let the Ember Spirit die. He still has access to buyback, but he came back to finish off the Rax. There's no way they hold this 90 seconds by themselves. Ember Spirit even gonna buy out straight up for this Refresher Orb, bringing it back. He's gonna try and refresh this BKB, and they're coming for the jugular here, Wingblade. Team Magnus can smell victory. Team Magnus can smell game 3, and they're about to pick it up if they can get to this push in time. 70 seconds, no Troll, jump in from Solji. Who's he gonna try and reach though here? This move doesn't really make sense, and wake me up. Woo! Right click down and 4 shots by the side of Terror Blade at the moment. Jump to the back line. Okay. Still Bronco pumps BKB. They get the Fiend's Grip out onto the Terror Blade. They're trying to get out the Mystic Flare. They almost get the kill, and they find it. What on earth are we seeing? They're holding without the Troll. Buybacks will come in though from these heroes, but Tusk will die before any of these heroes who fought back can return to the fray. And they will be playing 4v4 now. It is an even matchup spread, but without some of these ultimates, they might still feel that Jack is strong enough to take this place. But with 30 seconds left on the Troll, and it's still another tier 4 tower to get through. Can they do this, Wingblade? This feels a bit too risky now for Team Magnus.
They have 10 seconds of meta to spare. Nice Kunkka shot as well. They just back up. You don't see a lot of tidal wave, but it is hilarious.
Oh, gotta love it. There's a defensive tool here. Sending the water. No, Tidehunter has the AoE Gush. Zore just sends a wave at you. This is crazy. You know why this is crazy? Alright, we're gonna take this replay. Look how they got this kill. Mystic Flare thrown out after the Fiend's Grip. Boat comes crashing through. But the positioning of Solji to immediately jump back, abandons his initial target, realizes that the chance is there to kill the Terrorblade. Dude, Solji, since getting this BKB, honestly has been like looking like a man transformed in this game and how he's been engaging these fights. Doing such a good job of keeping his team in the frays, even when Comfort isn't really available to dish out the lethal damage.
He's gonna have buyback soon as well. Yeah, this Terrorblade, even with his 4000 HP, just feels like paper against the overwhelming amount of magic damage that Felt has. Just one death, one mistake could be all that it takes. There is gonna be a window 3 minutes from now where Troll is gonna have buyback and TB doesn't. That is huge because you can just like sacrifice one of your lives to trade. We'll see. Roche could spawn in a minute from now.
Feels like, I mean, we've said this a lot of times here in this game, but it feels like those Roche will certainly determine the rest of the story of where this goes. At this point now that we're getting into this late game scenario, as you were mentioning in a previous game, it doesn't really come down to who has the farm advantage, experience advantage, tower advantage. One fight can really end everything. And, you know, just for curiosity's sake, let's see what these graphs look like. You know, Gaben, Dota Plus is thinking that we have a 30%, 37% win probability for Felt. There's practically no goal difference, but they have a massive lead in experience. And we see that reflected by the fact that they've got 3 heroes, 25 plus, all of their cores at that level. Team Magnus only have the 2, although the Void Spirit not too far away. So Mark very soon will have access to, in my opinion, one of the most obscene level 25 talents in the game, the Dissimulate stun. It's pretty bonkers. It's quite nuts, honestly, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. Do some crazy work here, even more kiting, even more disables. Not like their team was lacking any, but more always helps.
But oof, look at this. Almost like the game can sense that we need a little bit of added drama, so the Roshan will have a 2-minute window after the shorter cooldown. So fairly long, not the longest it could have been, but I don't think either team is really happy about having to wait that long, especially not Felt, who would have preferred to go as soon as the TB was under that situation where he didn't have buyback, but Troll did. Sadly, that window is going to be very narrow because by the time Roche respawns, TB will only be 3.5 minutes out from having buyback.
MKB, no for the TB. But that's gonna help a lot with actually hitting the Troll. Because who needs boots in the late game? Come on, you have spider legs. And 47 armor. Bloody TB.
Radiant are scanning.
Seems balanced to me. Blade, what's the issue? I see no problem here. Oh, Mark, no, Mark, be careful, my friend, be careful, be careful. BKB Fiend's Grip, gotta watch yourself. Mark gets taken out in a hurry, and he takes the first Ravage with him. Solji, though, jumping deep into the fight with his own BKB, will provide enough protection to come right back. Zore also used BKB, but he might have gone a little bit too far forward. But here comes Comfort, blinking in onto Jack. They've got the right clicks out with the Battle Trot. Time lapse will be there to save his life. Mark trying to jump back in onto the Syreth Mage. Not going to be able to find this kill just yet, but he's definitely going to be gone. But Mystic Flare will take out the Tusk first as well. Comfort blinking in once more. There's the Hurricane Pike you talked about to push Comfort away from the fight. Jack, will he be able to survive this? Yes, he will. They get the Troll. He buys back though, wants to utilize the second life as they now have the stun disable out onto Jack. Will they be able to get this kill though, because they've lost Gareth Mage and Vayne. Salty might be lost too. He dies. He does have buyback. Might need to use it. Certainly does. Goes in for it immediately, but now
Ooh, there is a
Roshan
DD on the
about
floor.
to spawn in 15 seconds. Of course there's a DD on the floor. Of course there is. Jack picks it up.
Magnus,
Roche
do they want to
about to
finish? No, right?
Surely not. Surely not.
Would be
Surely
suicide.
Roche.
Roche is up. Just go for the safe play. My height can take this.
It kind of feels like the Tusk was in the Roshan pit being like, guys, if you don't come here, I'm literally not going to come with you on this push. And they're like, okay, fine. Let's just take this Aegis. And all the goodies are available. Scepter, Cheese, Refresher Shot. Don't know who gets what in what direction. I guess Jack is going to get the Aghanim so he can sell. He already sold the previous one, but now he has Tearaway back online. Super stacked with the Aegis, doesn't have to worry about not having buyback, and in fact his buyback is going to return in 90 seconds. Troll still 6.5 minutes out, so that's a massive double life advantage triple life, in fact, that you're going to have over Comfort if you do fight within the window of the next 90 seconds.
Jack does need to get another 1,000 gold or something to truly have his buyback. Because when you're this farmed, buyback tends to cost a lot of money. 3.3k in his case.
Ain't cheap.
So much
well played.
hesitation for these teams. They don't want to mess up.
I mean, in case anybody has forgotten what the stakes are, this is the lower division of the DPC for NA. A victory here starts you on the road of getting into the upper division. Being in the upper division is the road potentially towards getting into TI. Lots and lots at stake. Every game has potential to change the story of your life forever. No room for cavalier mistakes. No room for moments of madness that don't need to happen. And Team Magnus having finally come to this point where they're on the cusp of getting over the hill, of taking us to a third deciding game. They don't want to commit until they are certain that they have all the tools they need to close the game out. And it looks like they have that certainty here. Wingblade, they're coming in, they're looking for these megas. They want to end it now.
They have double Ravage. See what they can do with it. They could potentially even have triple Ravage, but Mark wants a refresher as well.
Yep. Somebody has to give up their goal to somebody else, you know? We're sharing out here for the side of Team Magnus as Mark jumps in. They get the damage out onto this Ember, get the hex, but not much follow-up after that. Just buys time for the Terrorblade to finish off the Megas. Oh, it will come crashing in. Only got the melee racks, not in yet for the range, but they've gotten the first start. Mark jumping in, drag back with the Aether Remnant. Slowly but surely, they're gonna put in this damage. They don't have a Treant Protector to heal this racks back up. Of course, we're well past the point of having repair kits in the game. You just need to siege this one out. Terrorblade, still another 2 minutes with his Aegis. But somehow felt keeping them out. They put a full Mjolnir on Solji. And they go into Jack. Oh, Jack inside a torrent. Jack is going to lose the first life. Time lapse will be there though. Very nicely done. Keep him alive. Snowball will also be there for salvation. But they got the kill on Mark. And Mark is just down for the count. No buyback available for him. They lose the first life of the Aegis. There's going to come out the double Ravage. But it's not done nearly enough here, Wingblade. Jack getting chased down. Comfort really wants this kill. Can Jack get out? Will he get bashed? Will he get bashed? No, he won't. He will not get bashed. Nor will the Time Hunter. Both of them do manage to mount an escape. And everybody from Team Magnus fleeing as fast as they can. Comfort finds him. Oh, no reveal. So Trapnest able to get himself out as well. But once more, Wingblade, through double Ravage, through a double life on Terrorblade, through Mark's Refresher Shard, through Time-Lapse Ags with Aeon Disc on top of it, through Tuskar saves, felt, still, hold. We're still in this game.
I have no idea how. Like, they used double Ravage while somehow Terrorblade was being disabled by the long duration Searing Chain, and then he died halfway during the first Ravage, so the complete duration was wasted. That is like the only situation in which Felt doesn't immediately lose. Ugh, this game. We've had some epic ones today, but this one may top all of it.
Oh my gosh. And there's no buyback on Mark. They know for a fact it's a dieback as well. So Felt, they're coming in. They want to get some racks of their own, some building pressure up for themselves. Here on the high ground. We'll see if Comfort as well as Solji will get caught out very far forward again this time around on this push. Great job with these gushes to prevent them from going in. Jack pops BKB, but he's jumped on by Comfort. Will he get Abyssal Bladed? He gets stunned. No Abyssal Blade just yet. His BKB is finished. Here comes the Abyssal. Here comes the triple remnant from Solji. Without BKB, he doesn't have the refresher. He needs to be careful, but Walrus kick back onto Solji with the silence as well. Ember Spirit is gone, down and out for 2 minutes. Does cost the Tuskar's life though. Everybody else from Felt, can they flee? Mark, Nightmare up, Steel Boko will not be able to escape from this with his life. Does die. Has buyback available though. Wake me up. Slowly TPing out. He's gone. He retreats. Zore retreats. Comfort retreats. They need to just buy back, dude. Bane, you know they're coming. You know they're coming. You have to. As soon as possible. What a topsy-turvy game this has been here, Wingblade. And yet again, they falter all the time when it comes to making the final push. Great in the fights, great in the hold. But in this game, they've really been struggling to take these buildings on the high ground.
There is so much deep push.
Radiant are scanning.
Especially once again, the tide with the gush. This is such a trend. How do you push into this? It's 400 damage. Reduces armor by 10. And it's on a 7-second cooldown as well.
Bottom barracks are under attack.
7-second cooldown with 4-second duration, so extremely high uptime on that spell. However, without having Ember Spirit, Felt don't have to worry about whether or not this Tidehunter is useful on the defense. They need to be concerned about what they will do against these Megas, as they have been taken now by Team Magnus at long last. Just before the hour mark is broken, we will have them getting these super creeps, the Megas, basically having Ogre Magi's all around. And just that's crazy is that despite having these Megas available, despite them having a 21k gold lead, despite this experience lead, well, trending in their direction, still in the lead of Felt, but I still don't feel confident that they're going to definitely win this game. Still feels like the last fight has to be executed perfectly from them, especially since now Comfort has access to the BKBs off cooldown, just needs the gold to be able to purchase it when the time is right.
My money will always be on the double Ravage in the late game, but anything can happen here. Troll needs to get some more money though, it doesn't have buyback currently. And same is true for Ember. They should have their buybacks back, but they just don't have the money. That's a risky position.
I think fortunately for them though, with everybody back up on their side, I don't think that Team Magnus actually want to force a fight right now. They want the next Roshan. That's going to be Rosh number 5, I think, if we get to that point. Crazy game. And you know what's getting crazier here, Wingblade? As we break this hour mark, it is time. The time is emerging. Tier 5 items are going to come out. What madness are you expecting? What's going to be the chaos here that's going to break this game wide apart?
Ooh. For Weaver, if he gets the Ex Machina item, that would be insane.
Oh, wow.
Because that resets the cooldown on all items, and that includes Eon Disc, which is huge. That is probably the biggest item. And then items like Apex or whatever, they're fine as well, but carries already deal a lot of damage, so who cares? It's really about the items like the Ex Machina that truly change the game.
Yep. I certainly agree
Book
that
of
right
Shadows
now it's going to be
is
about those actives.
really nice too. Just being able to save someone for 3 seconds.
Haven't seen him come up just yet, but the hour mark is about to break. Roche gonna be up in 70 seconds. They're postured around the area here, Team Magnus. It's very frustrating for them to be in this dominant position but not have the victory. Ironically enough, that Weaver, he bought out for a Vlad, so he's the only hero on the map right now without buyback. But Jack with the double damage rune wants to start to close this one out. They're clearing out all the buildings in the base. Solji jumping in. Gets caught immediately with the hex. Oh no, Solji saved by the Nightmare, but will not have salvation from the Ravage. Will be forced to buy back. Comfort also now getting Walrus kicked into a bad place. He activates the Battletron, but everybody has some kind of way to kite him around in this fight, but at the same time, Mystic Flare takes down the Terrorblade. Mark getting zoned back by Solji. Beans grip out onto Mark. Another kill on the Void Spirit. Tuskar dies too. He buys back. There've been buyback on the side of Felt, but they still have 2 remaining. 3 in fact. Only the Troll and the Ember bought back. However, everyone except for the Tidehunter who had it on the side of Team Magnus expends it. And I ask you again here, Wingblade, the question I've been asking you for the last 30 minutes, how on earth is Felt still holding?
I have no idea, because Troll did 1000 damage in that fight.
Savage! Catches 3. Bane though buys back immediately, and Solji doesn't die fast enough, still has access to the BKB. They're going back, they want Jack. Jack will have his own BKB this time around though. Comfort waiting until he has the Battletron. Doesn't want to blink in too far just yet. Mark, maybe a bit too far forward, needs to watch himself. They're throwing in the Torrent Storm. Zore got kicked out by the Tusk. Tusk in a little bit of danger. The Torrents are going to connect onto the Terrorblade. Not allowed to dish out the damage, but he gets time lapse back. As Mark will E-Blade into the Bane, get the quick kill. That will be a dieback on Bane, but now we have a death onto the Tidehunter. He does that buyback, brings it back in. Chapness dies, try to chase down Zolgi, doesn't have it, and now they've gotten Terrorblade potentially isolated. Tidehunter helping out. Kunkka buys back, Skywrath Maze buys back. We have a Hex on to come out. Comfort, get back in the fray, gets out the Whirling Axes, and they don't have the damage to kill him. Jack in so much danger. He gets off the Thunder, but he also gets bashed right next to the Ancient. He wants to end the game right now. There's going to be the time lapse. He gets a triple kill by killing the Kunkka, and he's trying to force off away from Comfort. He gets a Rampage. Terrorblade is doing it. Terrorblade is winning this game. Zolgi is trying by himself to hold it all together, but it's not going to be enough. Give the Terrorblade the double Rampage, man. And there it is. He gets it. It has to be done now. GG is called. About throw in the towel, and Team Magnus take a shocking win. Took them so